Welcome to InnovativePhysiqueDevelopment.com. My name is Robert Malik, ISSA Elite Trainer with 18 certifications from Science for Sport. What I'd like to talk about today is walking. All walking is not created equal. And this seems to be a subject that it's like, wait a minute, why is this about bodybuilding? I don't need to hear this. No, but it really is. It really is. Okay? Because when you think of walking, you think of this as this has nothing to do with bodybuilding. However, it certainly can have a lot to do with bodybuilding, and I'll explain how and why. All right? The problem with walking is that it's way too generic a term. It's like a fish swimming. A fish that's swimming in a lake is very different from a fish that's swimming in a river or in an ocean. Think about the difference of such fish. The fish that you may find in a lake or catch if you're out fishing in a lake in comparison to a river, an ocean fish. Ocean fish, river fish, strong, vibrant, moving, fast. Lake fish are like what? Basically slow-moving, weak fish, kind of fish that you may see in a fish tank. Let's take a look at pigeons versus eagles. Birds that fly to mountaintops and from tree to tree out in the distance and from all different conditions. Look how amazing those birds are in comparison to, say, pigeons, or just some other small birds that you may see around your home. Very big difference. When you take a look at evolution of life forms that are withstanding resistance in comparison to life forms that are not. Okay. Question for you. Can you imagine a bird that stays in shape and conditions itself by flying from one rooftop to another 3 or 4 times once a day? Goes to that rooftop and on back. Not during a storm or anything like that, or wind, just the weather's just right, just flies there, flies back. Does that a couple of times. No, I'm sorry. Say 3 times, 4 times. Know that's routine, does that each day, and that's it. And that bird thinks that it's somehow in shape to fly like the other birds. Does it make sense to you? Have you ever seen or heard of a fish or a bird or an animal that does this? No. You know why? Because animals just have the sense, the common sense that sometimes us humans don't have. That you can't just go from here to there and back and just, here, there, and back, same old thing, and think this is going to be somehow beneficial or somehow healthy. No. It's the animals and it's the birds, it's the fish, it's the life forms that live life and experience all different conditions of resistance that are the strongest of the life forms. See the amazing difference between, like I was saying, pigeons and eagles. Just a simple fish that's in the lake. I don't know that much about fish, but I know that the lake fish are really very easy to catch. No problem. I've seen lake fish. I've seen fish swimming in the lake. You just pretty much just put your hand down and grab one. You're not doing that with some ocean fish or river fish. Very, very big difference of strength and being vibrant. So, why should we be any different or do any different? If we can't imagine a fish fishing laps, swimming laps, or a bird, why would we? And why would we do so among optimal conditions all the time? So what are optimal conditions? Optimal conditions is when a surveyor surveys the land, the pavers come and put down concrete or asphalt, make sure that everything is totally paved, 0% grade, completely flat, just to make sure everything is just perfect. And you're going to walk up and down this paved, perfect surface 3 or 4 times each day. This is going to be your exercise. This is going to be your walk, because walking is beneficial. Is it? Is this real? Is this realistic? It's evolution of life forms, of humans, fish, birds, what have you, animals? Do animals do this? Do animals in nature do this? No. Can you imagine an animal doing it? I've never seen it, so why don't we? Think about that. Animals have more sense than many of us regarding this issue. I don't understand it. Doesn't make sense to me. Here's the problem. Well, not only scientifically, that it shows that when you're walking like this, you're not putting on muscle. Matter of fact, you're even losing muscle. It's not good. Yes, you're working on cardio, mitochondria within your muscles. It's true. Capillary perfusion, angiogenesis, is somewhat beneficial. Where's the muscle building? Where's the improvement in neural response? And where's the overall body conditioning? Now this is where it gets really into bodybuilding right now. Because people say walking, the problem is, people characterize walking as being different from hiking. You say, oh, that's hiking, that's not walking. Walking, that's hiking. But the original walk was a hike. It wasn't walking. Walking is a modern simulation of reality. And I brought this up before. Real rather than simulated. The real is always better. 99.9% of the times, always better. Real is always better than simulated. Make it real. Sometimes you can improve on the real, but at least make it real. All right? So what is real? Real is hiking. You know why? Because before, there were paved roads. Before, if there were no trails, what were there? And let's take away dirt roads. Before, let's say, before all this, all the millions of years, what was there? I'll tell you what there was. There were hills, there were mountains, there were branches in your way, logs to transverse over. There were rocks, so all sorts of stuff that you had to step over, step on, step above. Break branches, push them out of the way. Carry a walking staff to help with your balance as you traverse over various terrain. That's what real walking was. Hiking is walking. And walking is a simulation of hiking, which was the original form of walking. See, I don't know if you've done this, but I have. I've hiked out into the virgin wilderness. Unfortunately, I've had to get saved in California twice. Right? And I've made some mistakes out there, and I've learned. Okay? But I have had the courage to go out there off the trails and into the virgin wilderness. And when you go into the virgin wilderness, you have to break branches. You have to climb over things. You have to have balance. You have to use all fours, your hands, your feet, everything. Step up, over, on, down, sideways. This is walking. This is what original form of walking was and is. And now what we do is, so here I am, I'm standing here, I walk forward and I say, oh look, I'm walking, isn't this great? No, it's not great. This is what you call civilization right here. But if you want to have exercise, you don't civilize the exercise and make it less than what it originally was, and then thinking or calling it what it used to be. You follow me? See where I'm coming from with this? You talk about those that have to go through snow with poles. I use my walking staffs, my weighted staffs. If you have to have staffs as you're going along in the snow, or any terrain you could slip on, or one heavy staff, maybe even have a rope with you. So many different things. Your backpack. Nowadays we get on a treadmill and it goes for us, and we just walk like a mouse on some exercise wheel. And you know what's amazing? Even the mice don't do it the way we do it. Because the mice have the exercise wheel, but for us it goes by itself. We would do that for mice. The mice have to move the wheel, we don't. It goes by itself. We have taken walking, the real form of walking, and degraded it into something that has nothing to do with the original form of what walking is or was. It's crazy. Think about it. So when we bring it back to what it used to be and what it truly was, now look how different it is. Look what you have. And you know something? It's what people talk about muscle confusion and changing your workout in different ways. Well, guess what? That's because that's the way it always has been. What fish has the same current to swim against? Tell me. In the ocean. In the lake, yeah. And that's why the lake fish are different. What bird? What animal? Okay? Except if we have horses in the corralled in, different story, right? But out in the wild, it's a different scenario, different setup. So we talk about evolution and all the life forms. All this evolution, no two resistances were the same. It was always different. Similar, but different. So what we do is, we set up something called a treadmill, and we think that, if we increase the incline, so the only thing it's doing is it's changing your position. That's all it's doing. It's changing the angle of the quote-unquote exercise. It's totally straight and flat. Changes the angle. Same resistance. And we think that this is somehow walking. And then doctors will come and they'll say, walk. Well, yeah, it's better than nothing. It's better than just standing still, being still like you're in a grave, right? So, yeah, it's a million times better than nothing. But it's a million times worse than something that's real, something that you could do differently to change walking. When you're walking, if possible, push something. You know, it's funny. I saw a woman that was pushing her baby as she was running in a shopping cart. in a baby carriage. And I thought to myself, not only is this wonderful for herself and her baby, but this is also great training, because it's also strength training that she has to push baby carriage. And whether you're pushing a shopping cart or using any type of resistance where you have to push something or pull, such as I pull my barbell plates, or they also have parachutes too on a harness that you could use, or simply go up and down hills, different types of terrain. Hopefully you live out west. If you don't live out west, it's more challenging. So get in the sand, pull something in the sand, push something in the sand, do whatever you can do. Get your arms into it. Use some wood staffs. Get your arms into it, some metal staffs, some metal pipes like what I use. Try to get the whole body into it a little more. Make the walking what it used to be, not this watered down version of I don't want to say nothing. It's so watered down. It's such a glimmer of what it originally was intended to be. You can't have an animal. Could you imagine a wild animal being in condition by walking on a treadmill? Really? Even the stair machine. You're going up, but you're not going down. You have to also go down. Right? And hey, even on a treadmill, if you're going up an incline, what about walking down? Right? You go up the mountain, you go down the mountain, you go up the hill, you go down the hill, you get the concentrics, the eccentrics. You're missing a lot of this, or even all of it. And all you're left with is where you walked on a treadmill or you walked on flat ground that was paved with an artificial surface, surveyed to be 0% grade, and here you are walking, not doing anything to build muscle, doing nothing for your upper body, nothing for the muscles of your upper body, in comparison to what real walking was, where yes, you are using your upper body because you got this branch you got to move out of the way. And I've done so much of that, where I have to break branches and push branches and pull as I'm going through virgin wilderness, and I'm pulling myself forward, and I'm on all fours, and I'm using balance. I'm doing I did all that. You know what kind of a workout is? What a workout it is as you try and traverse into virgin wilderness. You have to go through all of this, all of the shrubs and trees, and it's a whole different ballgame. That was the way walking was. And even if you didn't have the trees to push out of the way, you didn't have a perfectly level ground. So come on. It's not the same. So what you got to do is try and keep this in mind. Get other parts of your body into it and add resistance to it as well. Okay? Try and get back to what's real and understand what's real rather than simulated. And the problem is that we're so used to the simulation that we think the simulated is real. How crazy is that? Sad. We think we walked on a treadmill or walked along a boardwalk or down the block, and we think that that's walking, that that's real. I walk. That's what we think. Walked. And you didn't. That's not what walking is. Real walking, like what I've done, is difficult. It's muscle building. And it gets in other parts of the body. It gets in balance, and it gets in your mind, and it's a whole body, it's a whole body experience and exercise. And it's been shown that the cross-country skiers have a better cardio profile than the runners and the cyclists. Okay? However, this was not taking into account mountain biking. This was the regular, usual cyclists. What about the mountain bikers? And what about the trail runners and those that are running into very unusual and into the virgin, not unusual, into virgin land, where you're using more of your body than just your legs, and you're getting in muscle. You're not just walking along or running along a 0% grade. That has been shown that people have lost muscle by running and walking, unfortunately. See? So you can get so much more by getting back to what's real rather than the simulated. All right. Hope you enjoyed this video. Any questions? Robert Malik, 516-236-3781. Feel free to call, text, or email innovativephysiquedevelopment@gmail.com, innovativephysiquedevelopment.com. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, maybe a positive comment, and I look forward to sharing more videos with you.